All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this recorder out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello, and welcome back once again to Blame Your Brother, episode 161. We are back once again, streaming Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Come hang out with us at blameyourbrother.tv. We are Blame Your Brother. There are three of us that make up the show. I am one third of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D-Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Glenn Jackson, the spiritual midget, and I sit next to this guy over here on the left. It's my brother, it's Lee.
What up, everyone? It is the one and only Saul of podcasting, and of course, LeBron Safety Pin.
Then we have this gentleman who sits over to the right of me. It's John.
Hey everybody, John here, a.k.a. Tico, a.k.a. Mr. Groupon, I don't know, something or other. Mr. PTI, the madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do a madman.
Okay, he's a madman.
He's such a madman, he just drops his AKAs as he's going through them. So, yes, David, Lee, John, we are Blame Your Brother, and we're going to get this show started. We start off the same way every week with retractions, apologies, omissions. Lee, do you want to get started this week?
No, but I learned something that
Yeah.
I should never apologize. That's what I learned last week, so I'm never, ever apologizing to anyone about anything ever again.
So is this segment done? Should we kill it?
No, I think we should still let John apologize.
All right, John. It should be called John's Apologies.
I'll take it.
Okay. Do you have any apologies?
No.
You're not going to apologize for the blatant lie about the copyright office last week?
What? What about it?
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, so we'll just say nothing to apologize for, even though last week's ending of the show was quite explosive. If we want to get into
the after show.
the podcast therapy. So we were recording the show. Things were said. People were offended. And Lee, how are you feeling this week?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling? I don't think I've ever seen you that mad before.
Oh, I've been that mad.
I've seen him.
He's seen me worse than that before. So, yeah, things were said and some F-bombs were dropped, but we're back. Cause, I
loved it, honestly, because you're usually the one triggering me.
Yeah.
So for once, I got to trigger you. I was just laughing. I mean, it wasn't that funny, but I was laughing because you were just unreasonably upset over nothing.
Well, I mean, if we're going to break it down, you were upset with an analogy I made on the show about civil rights.
Which was all covered on the show.
Right. Well, just in case you're just listening.
Okay.
And you just kept, after it was over, you were just like very upset about it. I've always looked at it like this. I'm never going to get too upset on anything said on the show. Now, if you said it when the mics weren't on, I would be a little bit more upset. But I understand in my mind, this is a version of entertainment where sometimes, you don't want to play safe down the middle. So you got to go, far on both sides. So I don't personally take anything. Now, if I told you not to say something on the podcast and you did, yes, I would be upset by that.
Well,
but
we've many a time said we're not going to talk about things.
Like personal things, I would. If you came to me and said, I don't even know what it would be. But anyway, something like that. But I'm just saying, so I would just had it. You were just like, you wouldn't lay off of it. And I was trying to edit the show.
It's my fault.
This is my perspective. So
I think somebody just didn't have it. Somebody was having a case of the Mondays is what it felt like to me.
No, I mean, it happens.
Hey,
but the point
I'm working on copywriting that.
He is.
Sure.
The point is, we're brothers. We've argued our whole life. And I was upset, obviously, when I left. Subsided as I drove home. And then I was over it, really. Like, pretty immediately. Like, I was like, all right, well, we'll just come in. This isn't the first fight we've had. And it probably won't be the last. So, it
wasn't even the worst one.
No, that's not the worst one. So that's it. So apologies for the after show. Sure. Apologize for storming out. Should have just sat there and taken the abuse, I guess. So
maybe this week you can.
Okay, good. So anyway, that's apologies, retractions,
Wow,
omissions.
we actually got an apology out of David.
Lee will never apologize.
It's like the second time ever.
So you don't want to apologize for anything you said. Now,
what did I say? What did I say? Tell me what I said.
So Instagram today, we posted a little video. I like to take videos of the show.
What did the video say?
It said, and you saying the following words, "I love Donald Trump." Now, you could take what I just said and use it, so there you go. But
okay, so yes, you're taking what I said out of context.
John, no. John.
I said I love all people of the earth. and you said even Donald Trump. Yes, I love Donald
Actually,
Trump.
the transcript would be, I love all Republicans. And me and John go, wait a minute. You love all Republicans? And we said, Donald Trump's a Republican. You go, yes, I love Donald Trump.
I love all the people of the earth.
Then you said that at the end.
Okay,
So
what
if
does it matter beginning in?
So you love, just to clarify.
To clarify.
You love the man, Donald Trump.
Look, just because you love someone doesn't mean you agree with them.
You love him, though.
Just because you love someone doesn't think that you don't think they belong behind bars.
Do you love the man? Yes or no?
Look, there's consequences and there's actions. Do I think the man has done some bad? Yes. Do I think he is undeserving of love? No.
Has he done some good?
He is a human being. We need to treat him like a human being.
Has he done some good?
I don't know if he has,
Okay.
honestly.
Okay.
Do you think he has? I was thinking about this the other
Yeah,
day.
he's done prison reform. He was responsible for that.
Kind of. But he has like the Donald Trump Foundation, like it's his charity.
Mm-hmm.
That's strictly a tax break shelter for him, right?
You love this guy, though. Why are you talking bad about the man you love?
But this is the thing that you can't listen to what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
You are incapable of hearing what I'm saying.
I hear your
right?
words.
I love him as a human being. We're all in this together.
So you love
all people are deserving of love.
Pedophiles.
They probably need the most love. Okay,
Really?
They're obviously very struggling, troubled people, right?
So you love.
Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't be free of consequences for what they've done.
Well, how can you?
What is the problem?
How
John?
can you
What
love?
is the
How can you
problem?
love someone and then sentence them to death, though? Like that is not love. Like if
Well, because there's. I mean, it is a conundrum, right? You
it
probably
is quite,
shouldn't.
Quite the conundrum.
But I would say just because you love someone, like your child, for instance, you love your child, but you don't let them run rampant. You set boundaries.
I don't kill
you
them.
You make them
though.
respect those
right.
boundaries.
I would never kill them, though.
Okay, we get it. You wouldn't kill your kids.
So I'm just saying. It's quite the conundrum. So, okay. So you basically, let's roll it back. You don't apologize for your love for Donald Trump.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get the show moving along then.
Thank God.
It's been a week. Lee, did anything happen to you report back this past week?
Yeah, I was thinking the other day, and I wanted to get your guys' takes on this. Personalized license plates. Now, no, like I'm serious.
Yikes.
Like you have
bumper stickers.
No, you have actually on your other car like a custom plate. It's not personalized.
Oh yeah, my wife does.
What do you
yes.
have?
It's the Dolly Parton.
The Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
Yeah.
So, but have you ever been to Virginia? Right.
Yes, I've been.
And there's like 9 out of 10 cars have like personalized license plates, right?
Well, John, what do we know about Virginia? You've already ripped them on the
It's
show.
West Virginia.
Oh, okay, West Virginia. Well, it's same thing. What do you know about West Virginia?
A lot of weird, misshapen people there.
Oh, my, thank you. All right, Lisa, continue.
So why? So it's just because the people in Virginia are weird and misshapen. Is that your take?
What a quote!
I was just wondering why there's so many personalized license plates.
Because of what he said.
And I've also wondered, do you think there's a BYB pod license plate available?
Oh yes, it's available.
Okay, well, you should get that. I feel like you should get the BYB pod personalized license plate.
I never want a personalized. It's not a bad idea.
Why don't you want the personalized license plate?
It's just kind of douchey. I mean,
it can be, but
it
does
is.
it have to be?
Most of the time, I would say it is. I know I'm going to get locked into this prison where someone's going to have a personalized tag that listens and goes, "Oh my God, I'm a good person." The majority of people that have them, douchebags.
Why? Why do you say that,
John?
I know what you're getting at. I don't think douchebag is the right word.
Okay, well, give me the right word.
It's
talk it out, and then we'll try to get the.
It reminds me of a person has a customized license plate. It's like somebody. It's like that guy that goes on, like those people that come to Nashville on vacation wearing the boots and the cowboy hat, but they're from someplace that does not warrant that dress code.
Yes.
They're just trying too hard?
They're just, why?
Too passionate?
It's like, the question I would always ask is why? Why do you need a personalized plate that says
why get a bumper sticker?
Too fast for you? I mean,
you have a whole bunch of bumper stickers on your car. What's the difference?
Well, I guess
it's just a little bit of flair.
You paid, but like you paid big money for that, and you think it's yours. Like you could have a Blame Your Brother bumper sticker. I could have one. John could have one. The whole world could have one. That personalized tag, this is the only person that can have. And most of the time, they're like braggadocious. They're not like giving to charity or something. They're like, one bad dude or big bad truck or I've seen them.
Always
fast car, and I'm like, dude, come on, you're driving a
see
Corvette.
You later.
Yeah, I saw a Corvette with "See you later" on it here in town, and I'm like, bro, we get it. You're in a fast car. Like, how small is your dick? Is what I would have to say, I guess, because if you're driving around in a Corvette with "See you later" on the freaking tag, come on, bro, you're out there.
I like it. Okay, this is the other question I had. If we had to go around the table and we had to come up with personalized license plates, obviously BYB Pod is off the table. But for John, what do you think we should put on John's license plate?
That's a tough one on the
spot.
spot.
There used to be a game show when we were growing
FML.
up. That's pretty good. There used to be a game show where they would show personalized license plates, and you had to like guess what it said.
I think with John, how do you not go with third best? I mean, is the
right.
it's first time listeners. John, one time, just go with it. This is kind of true. I don't know. It's all been blown out. But John said, me and Lee believe. He said he was the third best singer in Nashville that wasn't signed.
No, this is the thing. He said he was the third best singer in Nashville, and later he tried to pull it back and be like, in the room.
Well, let's just give it to him.
I've never said in the room.
Well, let's give it to him. Third best singer in Nashville.
I'm giving it to him.
That's not signed. Now, that is preposterous. It's ridiculous. But John believes it. But also, third best also is a sign of inferiority because it means you're not the best, like you're third best. So it may be the perfect tag for John. I mean,
third best.
I mean, I don't know how you sum that up with Lee. I don't even know, man.
What do you even?
I don't know if I'm sure I told you, but you forgot it. I actually created a MySpace page with third best.
There you go. Yeah,
so.
I created a MySpace.
I mean, Lee would have to almost be like something. You know, Lee, like we say, defaults to no all the time. You know, I don't know. Is Grumpy Bear available? Could we get that? GRMP.
Is Grumpy Bear even a thing?
I see you as Grumpy Bear. Like you got that cloud, the rain's coming down.
I could get
Eeyore.
Here you go.
Eeyore.
No, I like it. I could get some like Grateful Dead bears.
That's true.
Stick it on as a bumper sticker and then do Grumpy Bear. I like it.
Okay.
What are we gonna say for David?
Not right.
Oh boy, this could go many ways for me. I mean, I'll love it, whatever it is, even if it's bad. But I don't know.
I think just loud, LOUD.
I think it's not wrong, but without the W.
That's good.
Not RONG.
That's pretty funny. I'll take that. I have to make some graphics now with all that on it, so that's good.
All right, that's all I got.
All right,
that's what I spent my weekend thinking about personalized license plates.
Not bad, John. What about you? Anything this week?
Well, I know I've told you guys about it off air. I don't know if we ever discussed it on air. But for a while, I had this idea of building my son a cave.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no!
This cave I can't say has come to fruition because it's not a cave. But the end of that saga has approached us this past week, and I gave up on it. And the main. The main thing I used to build this cave was panel board.
It was,
and it's just not.
Let me correct you there. I've seen this cave. It's panel board, maybe. Chicken wire.
Chicken wire is also part of
spray foam.
And spray foam.
It has to be the third best
this story
chicken wire cave I've ever seen.
If you want to sum up John in a nutshell, one story does it all. And I'm sure we've told on the podcast before, but it's so good. You got to tell it again. John was moving from his house, okay? And he wanted me to help him move. And then, friends, I did that. Fine, I'll help you move. And he got the idea to, he had a pool table in his basement. And so he thought, let's move the pool table by how? Putting it in the back of a moving van? No, that would make too much sense. Let's tie it to the top of a car is with what I call twine. Now, you can call it whatever it was. It was very thin rope. That's my definition of twine. It was tied up with twine. What's the worst that could happen? So we're driving out, and this is
twined up.
This is not 5 minutes down the street. This is from Nashville to Antioch, so you're talking 20 minutes probably.
Yeah.
And we're driving. This is at night, okay? And it's dark on Briley Parkway, one of the highways here. And the car in front of me, I look up, and there comes the pool table flying through there. And we're going about 70 miles an hour. I look up and just happen to jerk the wheel in the last second. That thing explodes and hits the hits the road. And I don't know if John or someone, I believe it was John, said once we pulled over, and it knocked the side view mirror off my car, by the way. John, I believe, said, we need to go out there and pick it up. And I went, you've lost your mind. You think I'm going around on an interstate essentially to get his pool table. But the twine, John, I think that sums up everything here. Let's tile down a pool table.
Yeah, how does this relate to the cave? Did he have a story to the end of his cave?
I'm letting the listener just get it. Okay, so chicken wire and what'd you say?
It's like he had a TV fall on his head.
Wood panel, yeah, wood panel and chicken wire. So what happened?
I just tore it all down and I ripped it up and cut it up in pieces and just burned it all.
How do you burn chicken wire? Did it?
No, I didn't burn the chicken wire. I mean
So it's still probably sitting out in your backyard.
No, the chicken wire is just it's in the backyard, but it's just rolled up.
Mm-hmm.
From the chat, because we have a live chat here. If you want to come hang out with it, says he tried. That's from his wife. He goes, it ended up as an Uber fail, but he tried, and then. Just says,
I love my wife.
Ooh, the pool table story. Everyone knows about the pool. And then someone said, oh, God, John, why? So anyway, there you go. So the cave is dead. No bat cave.
There's no cave.
There you go.
Which, honestly, even if you think about it, the cave is a horrible idea to begin with. Who wants to hang out in a cave?
Batman?
Spelunkers?
Little kids. It was for my son. So, I mean, if you were a little kid and you had a cave in your backyard, it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll give him that. I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
Not this cave, but like a well-designed cave, yes, it would have been.
Like a small plastic igloo?
Definitely had illusions of grandeur.
It looked like if you watch like an indie horror film where they have that scene where it's like, this is where the killer's hanging out. That's what the cave looked like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, paint us a picture in your head. You're like, I'm going to build it. Like, what was the cave going to be for you and your kid to play in? Like,
it was.
So they're going to have like a bat cave with like a road and a waterfall and the waterfall parts, and you park your car in it?
No, not that. Not
like, what are we talking? Like, how cool was this going to be?
It was about 6 feet wide, about 8 feet tall on the inside. And it curved around the fence line because one side of my property is not straight down. It's got a cut in, and I had the cave curving around that cut in. So it was just like a little, and you could go all the way through it. It wasn't just one, like a giant igloo. I mean, it had a pathway where you could go all the way through.
There you go. So it was like an igloo more than a cave. It's what I got out of that.
No, it was more of a cave and less of an igloo. More of a tunnel than an igloo.
Looked like an igloo to me.
Well, there was an exit, and there's
an igloo from hell. I mean,
welcome to acid trip igloo, maybe.
Well, it would have been fun. Maybe you can try it again one day. I don't know.
Never try that again, please.
Who knows? Okay, don't try that again. So
maybe like do something like a fort that's airy, has lots of sun.
Well, they support your effort. I support John's effort from Cherry Barbarian. So there we go. And your wife said you're her hero. So there we go. It all works out in the end. So there we go.
What about you?
Not much. Now, I just want to give a courtesy to everyone out there. A little warning. I got my flu shot on Tuesday. So it's that time of year. Flu season's about to start. You need to get out there and get your flu shot. And don't buy into this conspiracy theory that it's because if it's poisoning all of us, we should be dead by now. So I do regularly get a flu shot. Do you guys get one on the regular?
I have not historically, though, but for the past 2 years I have. And I will get one this year. It's supposed to be really bad this year is what I've heard, too.
Yikes.
So.
And John, do you normally go?
I'm kind of like Lee. I usually have never gotten them, but ever since Asher was born, I've been getting them.
Yeah, my kids get them, and they hate shots, but they don't mind getting a flu shot. They're like, Dad, can you take it? So I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess so.
That's weird.
Well,
that is a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, my son, oldest is deathly afraid of needles, kind of like I was. I think he's gotten a little bit better, but I was like, look, you go, you're not going to feel it. It'll be fine. So we go there, and I go, just look at me while he's giving you the shot. The guy goes, I'm going to do it on one. They say 3, but they do it on 1. Well, he did it, and the son looked up. He goes, where's the shot? I go, oh, he did it on 1. So it doesn't hurt.
I honestly think that's horrible.
What?
Lying to kids, and it's going to be on 3, poke you on 1.
Do that all the time. Like when you rip a Band-Aid off, they love when I do that.
Though.
No, that's what you do where they're so focused on what it's going to be instead of what it actually is. Always telling me the pain that you envision always worse.
Okay, let's examine this a little bit.
All right.
I think one of the downfalls of our current society is the lack of honesty.
Okay.
Like we live in a society completely devoid of truth. And when we see truth, it's very appealing. Like we talk a lot about like Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, like you're attracted because they're telling the truth, right?
About important things, yes.
About important things. Okay, important things.
I mean,
but that's what I'm saying is like this honesty has trickled down and just to every day. It's like keeping up with the Joneses. It's more about appearance. Instagram influencers. It's all about not even getting the perfect angle on your shot because it's not a representation of actually a reality of what's happening. If they tilt the angle another way, you see like an alley covered in trash, wild dogs fighting each other. So I think this is part of it. It's like we've been raised our whole life to being stabbed on one after being told we were going to be stabbed on three.
Do you know what is about 84 days away from today?
I do. That is the most.
What day is that?
That is the most dishonest thing.
You know what? You know what happens in 84 days?
Could it be Christmas?
Christmas. So you have a daughter. So you live on the Truth Mountain, Truth Island, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. Truth Cave. You're in the Truth
I'm
Cave.
In the Truth Cave.
Built by John. Are you
telling? It's falling down.
It is. Well, wait. Are you going to tell your daughter about the Santa Claus?
Okay, I feel like we probably shouldn't discuss this. We should buy into the conspiracy. If it was completely up to me, without a doubt, from day one, I would look her in the eyes and I would tell her the truth. But it's not.
Well, the truth is he exists.
Okay, that's what I would tell her then.
But, I mean, you know. So, yes, you're going to tell her the truth or no? Or
I'm so confused at this point.
Exactly.
Why would you even bring that up?
Because you're the one talking about truth and ripping Band-Aids off at one. I think Santa Claus is way more involved than ripping a Band-Aid off at one.
I agree. I think it's
so but you're buying into it.
I feel I have no choice.
You always have a choice, brother.
I mean, yeah, you have a choice, but you know, if it's kind of like sometimes you do things you don't want to do for the greater good, right?
Well, yeah, every all the time.
It's just like you can't combat society, honestly. I mean, if you're a special person.
You can't always be honest. You would not want a world where everyone's completely honest.
No, you don't.
That would be the worst world ever to live in.
Or maybe not.
They made a movie about it. It's got Ricky Gervais in it. Go watch it. Come see us.
I've seen it.
So people would just tell you straight up what they think about you. You don't think that would like beat you down every day?
I think that you could get used to it and it would be helpful. Like instead of people like blowing up your ego or lying to you, you would know what people legitimately think and say about you.
Well, I think most people just don't say it. Don't say anything. You know, like,
well, that's fine.
You work with someone from West Virginia and they're misshaped. You're not going to go tell them.
John is.
Hey, man, what's up with that eye down here on your cheek?
Look, you said people don't say anything. That's not necessarily a lie, right? Do you believe not saying anything at all is a lie?
In certain instances, not in that one, no. I mean,
what in certain instances?
Oh, everyone lies.
Like I
cheated
on my wife, but I'm not going to tell her, so it's not a lie.
Here's the question that everyone lies to, and you get asked all the time. Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing?
Yeah.
You always lie.
That's true.
Not always.
How's your morning going? It's going good. What about yours? And like you could be like in the worst hell of your life. You know, you're going to stop him and go, let me tell you about my morning. Then like that's just bad.
But you're talking about a bigger issue here, which is
Santa?
People just asking questions that don't. Like, what's worse than not telling the truth is asking a question that you don't even want the answer to.
I would agree with that.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, don't ask me how my morning is because you really don't care. Well, like, why are you even saying hello to me? Like, just go on your way, you know?
It's just courtesy. It's Southern.
Social convenience.
So just say good morning. Good morning.
We could say that. So, Emily McCongle's in the chat. I butchered that. She said, I don't lie when people ask me that. How our day's going? So
I agree with her. Sometimes I do that, and people don't expect it. People don't like it, really. People end up calling you grumpy or
grumpy bear
or Eeyore.
They say you got a bad attitude, and it's like, look, you asked me, and I told you the truth. That's what I'm telling you right now. The problem in society is people are not honest anymore. Okay?
Oh, of course.
It all comes back to advertising. The Geico commercial, a bed of dishonesty. Okay, that's the.
You know what? I want to change. I want to change my answer earlier. If you had to get a personalized plate, me and John would make sure it said Geico on it. It would definitely say Geico on it. It would be green like the lizard.
I would drive my car off a cliff.
Okay, let me try this name again. Emily McGonigal.
McGonigal.
There you go.
McGonigal.
There we go. So she's in the chat.
Gone Eagle.
Sure.
She literally Anyway.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Perfect segue. We talk about the truth. Let's talk about Donald Trump this week because we haven't talked about Trump in a while, but these are funny stories that must be addressed. Now, number one, how the band Nickelback, John, the band Nickelback. What is the common thought among people about the band Nickelback? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Right. I mean, because why?
It's
who knows? Corny songs?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Okay, let's just name some Nickelback songs right now.
Okay.
Photograph.
How did that song go?
Look at this photograph. Every time I see it makes me laugh. And then there's Rockstar. Hey, yeah, we're going to be a rock star. Is that how it goes?
We're all going to be big rock stars. That or whatever.
Sitting in a car in a minute. And then there's...
That's actually an okay song.
The thing is, if you're going to write a song like that, it needs to be on your first album.
No.
I don't think they wrote that
song came out like after their like third or fourth album.
Write that down. You got to apologize for
saying it was at least catchy. It's better than Photograph.
They're both catchy, but they're terrible.
I don't think... the Photograph song.
What song do you think of when you think of Nickelback? If one pops in your head.
The first one I think of is probably Photograph.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's like jamming a pencil in you. You can't. It's been in my head all day because of this stupid story right here. So people hate Nickelback. Well, there's one man that can rise above it all and make them one of the most loved bands in America now. That would be our president, Mr. Donald J. Trump. So there's a photograph meme. If you don't know, it's basically. This is so dumb to even talk about. So there's a photograph meme.
I agree.
In their video where they hold up a picture, and then in the picture, people put pictures to meme it up. And then so I guess Trump did a diss on Biden and Biden's son that they were operating with other foreign officials, whatever. And he goes, look at this photograph. And it was a picture of Joe Biden, his son, and then some guy from the Ukraine or something. And it was drawing like hearts on their faces and all this weird stuff. Anyway, so he put the meme up. I don't even know where he got the meme from because someone obviously...
Well, there's rumors that his staff
made it.
Like government dollars was spent.
I can see that. So anyways, so this morning, Nickelback must have gotten word of it, and they blocked the rights from him using the song. So now when you look at the tweet, it's just black, or it's like it's blank. It basically said, this song has been removed for copyright material. And they basically said... I don't know what their tweet was. Basically, look at this photograph, and it was they screen grabbed it being blocked. So now everyone this morning on social media is like, "Yeah, Nickelback, man, they're great, they're awesome." Here's what I say: what world are we living in right now, where the president of the United States of America is tweeting out memes? John does not tweet memes. The president of the United States, who's in his 70s. Is tweeting out memes found on Reddit and 4chan. This is bonkers. And this will be written about one day in the history books, and it will be discussed that the president used memes to get his points across. Go ahead, Lee. Give me something about your boy. You love the guy. Tell me something about him.
I don't even think the memes is the worst stuff he tweets, man.
Well,
if you follow his Twitter, you can just see the psychosis.
I agree.
And like it's hilarious too because everything that he hated like during the Obama administration, he tweets the exact opposite now that he's in office. Talking about a man that can't tell the truth. I don't even think that it's a sign of like literally psychosis, right? Like
it's weird.
He is like one of the, I don't know if you've ever met a chronic liar in your life.
Yes, we've talked about him on the show many times.
It's weird when you talk to these people because they're like, I was a Vietnam fighter pilot, and like you do the math, it's like you weren't even 14 when the Vietnam War was going. That's Donald Trump. So let's go to the next story.
So basically, Donald Trump has his own personalized license plate.
Now this story, okay, yes, pretty much. This one here, brother. John, you won't even believe this damn story. I read this story and went, there is no way in hell this is the headline. Shoot migrants' legs, build alligator moat. Do you understand this dude? So this story reports that Donald Trump's idea, he wanted first to shoot the immigrants and kill them. And someone goes, Mr. Trump, that's illegal. You literally cannot kill these people. Why don't you just shoot them in the leg? Now, let me break this down real quick for you. Amelia and John, we talked about, we were in police explorers. We went on the gun range many times. We were trained in police tactics, whatever. The odds of do you understand, people, when officers shoot people in the chest, it's because it's the easiest thing to aim for. And a lot of times they don't hit that. You think you're going to shoot at a running migrant across the border with a pistol while they're moving? That would be the damn marksman teams of the year. That was his first thing. But then the second part is the best part. His idea for the border, John, do not be drinking anything right now. He wanted to build moats. I'm talking medieval style moats, and put alligators and snakes in them where they could attack people as they cross the border.
He has denied that.
Do you know what that reminds me of? The first thing that comes to mind is like those old cheesy movies where like the ultra bad guy has a tank with piranhas in it.
It is.
Okay. That is your president.
This guy's, Lee has said it, this guy's lost his damn mind. I believe this story, number one. I believe most stories about him that he denies are probably true, number one. And there's too many sources in this article for this not to be true to some degree. Now, he may have said it jokingly. He may have said it off the cuff, but he definitely said...
No, he meant it.
He meant it.
The only thing the guy is missing is an eye patch and a pet cat.
He might get it soon.
Just wait.
Can you imagine you're on this dude's staff, and he comes and goes, I got an idea about this.
He's like all fired up. He just got off a week of watching Shark Week, you know?
Yeah, right. He's like, I got an idea.
He's eating a hamburger, a McDonald's cheeseburger.
You guys know what a moat is? And half his staff's like, excuse me? What? A moat? What is a moat? You know, like castles, they put a moat around them. Okay, sure. We're following you right now. We're going to build those, okay? We're going to build them all up and down the border. There's a third thing I haven't told you about. And we're going to put alligators and snakes in them. I mean, what did the staff have to say to that? I mean, what do you think, John? If he said that and he was your boss legit, what would you think he would say? You can't laugh. Or maybe you can.
Really? Well, what kind of snakes?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then, wow, that's pretty good. We need that animated.
Oh, man.
The third thing that he wanted to do was build this wall and put spikes on the top of the wall where it would impale and kill people as they tried to climb over it. Dude, come on, man. This guy. So I was talking about it, and then I think someone heard it the other day that works around me, a Trump supporter. And I saw him beeline, and I went, here we go. And I go, dude, come on. I go, this guy's he's lost his damn mind. I was like, about the impeachment thing, you know, they're going to start trying to impeach him for colluding with foreign people. And I go, you know, he did this. Well, Hillary did it. And I went, I'm not talking about Hillary. I'm talking about your guy. He did it. Well, we don't know that. Well, the hell, you don't know Hillary did it. Every time you talk to a Trump supporter and you bring up a point, they point to either Obama or Hillary or they point to someone else every time because they're like, damn.
Because they have no personal responsibility.
They're like, damn, I'm done. You know, I'm done. I have nothing to say. I was like, and then another comment, well, if he would just put the Twitter down, he'd be all right. Well, he hasn't put the Twitter down. Will not.
That's not going to make him okay.
So they're trying to introduce legislation to block him off of Twitter. I mean, it's not going to pass, but.
I think it's great. I think every president should be forced to put their thoughts into tweets, you know? Like, you can't even get any help. You as a president literally have to do your own tweets, and you have to tweet at least once a day.
I love it. I think it'd be great.
I mean, if Trump was getting help, who's helping him? An 11-year-old?
It's people like John going, which snakes, Mr. President? Because you know, if you're in that staff meeting and you're like, Mr. Trump, that's a horrible idea. He's like, you're gone.
You're fired
You're
immediately.
out of here.
Oh, immediately. Or yeah, I love that his someone he fired recently. They were like, you know, this is great. So he goes, yeah, I think about stepping down. You know, I've been giving it some time. He goes, you know what? Let's talk about that in the morning. And then that night he goes, you're fired. He didn't tell him. He tweeted it out. He goes, so and so has been fired from his post. And dude literally goes, yeah, I found out the next morning. Like, I didn't even know I'd been fired. That's literally the old thing of I'm putting in my resignation. No, you can't. You're fired. I mean, this guy he's nuts. I've said it before. If you wrote this guy up in a movie, you'd be like, nah, that's too much. You need to tone that character down. He's way over the top. He is. He's the guy from Austin Powers. What's
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. He is Dr. Evil.
Let's get these snakes with lasers.
What if he
in the movie.
What if he pulled the Kid Rock and he started having a little person come out?
Oh, that'd be
dressed
great.
as himself with like the hair and everything.
That is you're describing Dr. Evil,
right,
so
right.
we're on course for it. Yeah, I mean it sounds good. All right,
so
yes. Do you have any more
in
Trump?
the same vein,
Trumpisms?
No, in the same vein of people that we don't talk about anymore. You have been following the Kanye story, so I haven't really been following this closely. So can you give us a Kanye update?
I mean, he's supposed to drop a new album on Monday, and it hasn't been released yet. I think he's still working on the album, but he's been going around to churches and having Sunday service.
Right, I've been following the Sunday service for a while.
Signed me up for that, brother. I would go to church every week if he was there. You know, a lot of people have left the church; they don't like it. You know, because there's songs with cuss words that I'm in. But anyway. So he's supposed to be
kind of weird.
Supposed to be dropping his new album. Some critics have heard it. They say like it's up there with all of his other great ones. So I think the confusion came. I think his wife said he was going to drop it Monday, which is Kim Kardashian, if you don't know. And I think he wasn't quite ready yet. So I think they've kind of had a laugh about it. But this is going to be the fire album. This is going to be. You talked about the Minks, and we talked about this. This is the album you need to get this year. It's probably going to be the best album of the year for sure. 2019, if it drops, album of the year. I'm already calling it. It's supposed to have like some gospel themes to it. I love
gospel too.
Jesus Walks. I love it, man. So he's been doing what at churches? Yes. On Sunday morning service, he shows up with full musical representation now, and he does songs. I think he's doing songs off of new albums, old songs. He's doing Jesus Walks, and you know, if you've been to a black church, you know they love the music, man. Like it's I've been Church of Christ. They love the music without the instrumentation. But hell, I went to Church of Christ not too long ago, and I was like, dude, are we singing for half the service? I'm done. I don't even like to sing anyway. Like not these songs, but
not like a black church.
Black church is like, whew,
they're up in the aisle. They're swaying.
So
there's not any swaying going on at the Church of Christ.
No.
There's no instruments.
Slight hip movement. Slight. It's just you can barely see it. You probably can't see it, but yeah. But I was like, damn, dude, we're going to sing 15 songs, man. I was like, we're going to, like, if you ever went to church, the best part is when, you start the first verse, you're like, all right, cool. Maybe we'll skip the second one, we'll move to the third one. Then they hit the second, like, damn, maybe we'll just pass on the third one. Nope, we're doing the whole dog and pony. You're like, damn, man, it's going to be 5 minutes of this song. And these Church of Christ songs they're not even songs you know. You're like, how the hell does everyone here know this song?
Everybody knew them for some reason.
There's no melody to it either. It's just like, Jesus is here to save. I mean, whoa, that's not.
They had the pitch pipe.
That was too funky for Church of Christ, so I apologize for that. But anyway, yes, so I'm ready for some Kanye action.
Okay.
So there we go.
I was curious.
Look for it. Album of the year coming up. All right, what other stories we got?
Okay, I wanted to hit one from Twitter, get your opinion.
All right,
Brooke
Twitter
Jolly put out a tweet about the disparity in justice in the United States.
Wow.
So the former Dallas police officer, I don't know if you heard about the story.
She
shot her next door neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
She got convicted of murder, was sentenced to 10 years in prison. And then there was a man who shot and killed a canine officer, which is a dog, and was sentenced to 45 years in prison. So his point was, like, that seems a little unequitable.
Well, number one, it's an unfair comparison for many reasons. But your biggest reason is going to be one happened in Dallas, Texas. That's where the female shot the black man. And then this other one happened in Ohio where a man shot a canine dog. Now, you got to look at the different jury makeups, who was on the jury, who wasn't, where you at, where you're in Dallas, a little bit more red, a little bit more pro-gun, a little bit more probably pro-murder, really. Ohio,
pro-murder.
A lot of Ohio is a little bit more blue. You know, and dogs are a sensitive subject in this world. People love their dogs more than they love people.
I guess technically the dog is considered an officer. So
he
if
is.
you shoot and kill an officer.
I actually saw a video of them training canine dogs.
Yeah.
They do some pretty intense stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. They're my friends.
And dogs?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
I had a buddy that was a canine officer, and I got to meet his dog a couple times. He said, dude, don't go around that dog. Yes, I saw him in the back of the car, and he was ready to go. I was like, ooh.
Okay, I understand. Different states, red, blue, whatever. It always comes down to something for you. But, this is not even close to, being equitable, is it?
Well, you got to look. The alleged statement of the woman is that she did not, as the jury did not find that she had willfully went in to kill him. She did kill him. she should have not killed him, but it was not a willful execution, is what the jury came back and said. The dog, it was obviously willful and intentional to kill that dog.
But it was also maybe self-defense too, right?
That's canine dog.
I mean, don't you think, okay, here's the thing. I think in like somewhere, I want to say I've read this before. I don't even know if it's true, but like in Sweden, it's not against the law to try to escape from prison. It's just assumed that if you're in prison, you're going to try to escape, right? It's not like if you try to escape, they can't like really charge you for more. Like, oh, you should have tried to escape.
Well,
so if someone, be it a cop or not, is trying to kill you, don't you have the right to defend yourself?
Kill you? Well,
yeah.
Sure, but
if you're a black man in America and a cop is pulling a gun on you, it's pretty certain that he's going to kill you, right?
There's a good chance you might get killed.
So if you shoot back or try to run from him, don't you think in some way, like, can't we be like, well, I understand why they would run from the cops or defend themselves?
Well, I mean, it just depends on search. Yes, if they're pulled over and they have done anything wrong, yes, I can understand that. When you've done something like robbed 4 people and pistol whipped people and possibly killed someone.
Don't you think that you're still going to run for it? Even more so if you broke the law, you're going to run from the cops.
If you broke the law and you have a gun, this is definitely the case because he used it, I mean, he kind of gives up any rights that he may have.
I would agree.
No, he gives up all his rights?
Well, yes. Once you commission a felony, and the police
you give up all your rights, unlawful search and seizure, incrimination of yourself.
At that point, you get all that. You get lawful search and seizure. They've committed a crime. You know the law.
Well, as I'm saying, you're not giving up your rights, though.
Well,
John is saying once you commit a crime, you give up all your rights.
No.
A lot of your rights. A lot of your rights you do.
Which rights do you give up?
Well, the right to be free would be one of your big ones.
I don't think there's a right to be free, is it?
You're free right now. You can walk out that door whenever you want.
The Bill of Rights doesn't say you have the right to be free, does it?
The Declaration of Independence mentions freedom, yes.
It mentions freedom, but it doesn't say you have the right to be free. It
says
you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to free
That's
speech.
the Bill of Rights. I'm talking about the Declaration of Independence does mention freedom, yes. That was the whole point of why we came over here and fought in the war, is for freedom from Britain.
Okay, so
it's one of our biggest things. Unreasonable search and seizures is a form of freedom. No one can walk in your house and just start searching things. But if you break the law, they can search your car. They can grab whatever they want.
Only if they have reasonable cause.
Yeah, shooting at you is reasonable cause.
So what do you think should have happened? Should someone go to jail for... Now, I would say 45 years in prison for killing a dog.
That's probably like a life sentence,
That's a little bit much. I'm just going to keep it real here.
Let's
That's
say it
kind of crazy.
Okay, well, let's say it was a human being, a police officer.
Oh, yeah, life.
So you don't even think that the distinction between the dog and the human is an important one?
Hell no. I mean, come on, dude. It's a dog. And, hey, I know people love their dogs. I had one. It died. It sucked. I understand. I get it. But you cannot compare a human to a dog, okay? And people are doing that. And, hey, I'm not against dogs. I love them. Should the guy have gotten probably 25 years? Yeah. 45 years? Dude, there's some places where a life sentence is only 25, 30 years.
I think that's okay. So is the bigger issue that the police officer only got 10 years?
No, because I don't think, was it intentional? No. Was she negligent?
How do you I mean, in this case, like how?
She just got off a long shift. She was tired. She went to the wrong apartment. She was texting some guy she was having an affair with, so her mind wasn't where she was at. She said she went up to the wrong apartment. The door was open. So lock your doors, people. The door was open. She opened it, and there was somebody inside, and she pulled her gun and shot him. So, I mean, you know, that's her version of it. The other version, the guy's dead. So you just have to go. The jury found her basically guilty of murder, but not guilty of first-degree homicide. And what's crazy about that story, so the guy that got shot, his brother had a chance to, the victims get to go in court and speak up. And he went in there and he was like, you know what? I'm not mad at you. I know my brother wouldn't be. I'm here to forgive you. And he goes, Your Honor. And she's like, yeah. He's like, or, you know, guy or girl. He's like, can I get up and give her a hug? Just like, yeah, you can. And the victim's brother gave her a hug in court. Crazy moment.
I don't think that's that crazy.
Nobody does that.
I think you have to. It's the only way to move on in your life.
No.
If you want to live your life with that in your heart, with all that hate, like the guy did the right thing.
I agree, but most of us couldn't do that. I would not be able to. Lee, if someone guns you down, there's no way I would walk up and give him a hug.
Well, someone gunned you down.
What if you paid him to do that?
Well,
if someone gunned you down, I would give them a hug.
Well, there you go. So I just thought that was a great story. But anyways.
But so shouldn't cops in some sense be held to a higher standard? The fact that she did that is even worse than if you were just
a
Joe Blow citizen.
Amir, you had done it, probably wouldn't have gotten 10 years.
What do you think would have happened?
Maybe nothing. If that.
Nothing?
Maybe nothing.
You're right. Breaking into someone's home and shooting them?
Well,
come on.
Intentionally. Can they prove it was intentional? I don't know. Then they found some text and tweets. She was sending out memes. It was not good. Not kind of racist things.
Like after the fact or before?
Well, I mean, way before. I mean, her personal life or Facebook. So, people, if you have racist memes on your Facebook, take them down. There's no
just don't have
Well, no, those people aren't going to stop posting them, Lee.
Well, they should.
Well, they should. But I'm going on just conventionality. Take them down, okay? Just take them. If you're a police officer, don't even have social media accounts.
Public so everyone can see.
Police
be
officers.
Honest. Just
listen.
Be an honest racist. Just come out and say it.
Here we go. If you're a police officer, do not have a social media account. I don't know why you would. When you get hired at the police department or when you're in the process of getting hiring, they ask for all your social media accounts and your passwords, and they go in and look in every account. So I'm just saying, delete them now. You won't have to do it. So when they're dumb enough, like Jason said, he loves sure. Police officer social
media.
Scoop. Yeah. We need to ask him what happened to Scoop Nashville on Instagram. He had to restart it this week.
What?
Yeah, maybe he'll go into it in the chat. I don't know. Any other stories we got to get to? Because we have the Toy Hall of Fame, which we skipped over. Blah blah blah. Who cares?
You want to talk about toys?
Nah.
I kind of want to talk about toys.
Nah. Who cares? I mean, we don't have enough time. Okay, Toy Hall of Fame, real quick. Toy Hall of Fame. We called Lee Grumpy Bear. Well, Care Bears is one of the toy finalists in the 2019 National Toy Hall of Fame. We talked about this last year. So here are the candidates for this year. So we've got Care Bears, Matchbox Cars, Nerf Blasters, the cell phone, a coloring book, Jenga, and He-Man's Master of the Universe.
Magic the Gathering cards.
Now, you can only pick 3 of those items to go into the Hall of Fame this time. Coloring books on there.
First off,
so
smartphone is not a toy.
Okay.
That is so silly.
Well, it is. You just don't. Your old man don't recognize it. My kids love the phone.
I give you 2.5 years, and I guarantee your little sweet one's gonna be running around with the cell phone playing games on it.
But I agree.
I'm not saying I don't ever play games on my phone. I'm just saying it's not a toy.
Okay, let's walk around. We're gonna walk around the room here, and we're gonna say which one, Lee, do you think deserves first pick on yours?
I mean, I grew up playing Magic the Gathering, so
He-Man
is pretty cool,
You
too.
put He-Man over He-Man, Care Bears, Coloring Book,
do
Jenga.
I get 3?
My Little Pony.
I get 3.
Okay, pick 3.
Care Bears, He-Man, MTG.
Okay, that's interesting. John, what about you?
Matchbox Cars, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
He-Man next. And
John's really thinking it. I think some of these could, while you're thinking, I think some of these could get in later, but I'm looking at what are the most eligible ones right now. And okay, so anyways, what's your third one?
Then I'd probably go. What's the little pulley thing?
I don't know. I don't know. Just go on the ones you said.
If you don't know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows what it is, but you just don't know what it's called.
The flip cup?
No, it's the toddler toy.
The popcorn mower or whatever?
Oh, the popcorn mower. Yeah, I do like the popcorn mower. Okay, so you're okay.
Those are my
sure, it has a real
Now, number
name.
1, guys, how did you not put coloring book in there? That is the most classic thing of our childhood.
Are we saying classic or what we like the most?
Well, I think it belongs being there. I had many coloring books as a child. I loved them. I colored more things than I can even imagine. So I would definitely, number 1, I'm going coloring book. Number 2, I'm like, John, you got to have Matchbox Cars in there. I mean, what is happening right now? Why are they not already in?
I'm surprised they're not already in.
It's a corn popper is what it's called.
Oh, corn popper. You know what? Third one, you know what I'm going to go with? It's either My Little Pony or Care Bears, and here's what I would say. I got to put, now I was not a fan of this, but I'm looking at toys in general, and every little girl had My Little Pony. So I would put My Little Pony in as one of the toys. If we're saying He-Man, Care Bears, or Pony, because I'm saying I'm going to pick a toy here, that's what I'll do. So I'm doing mine coloring book, Matchbox Cars, My Little Pony. Lee, what'd you say?
Magic the Gathering, Care Bears, He-Man.
Okay, and John, you said?
I said the Matchbox Cars, He-Man, and the
corn popper.
Popcorn mower. So see, it is a highly contested thing that no one understands. So I guess we'll be seeing which 3 get in this year, and then, Magic the Gathering is just too new. I mean, come on, man. It's not even close to any of these other things. I mean, He-Man, My Little Pony, the Coloring Book, the Popcorn Mower, Risk, Jenga. I mean, these things have been around forever. Magic the Gathering came, in the 90s? Come on, man. It's got to be a certain time.
Why does it matter?
It's like Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You got to be a band for so long before we let you in. They can't let them in first ballot. And
dude, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame lets rappers in. That's not even rock and roll.
And it's really Music Hall of Fame.
But that's not the name of it.
Let's be honest. Those cards were for nerds. Okay, so if we're gonna let the nerds in,
first
let
off,
everyone
it is genre constricting.
It was not for nerds because you played them and you're not a nerd. Geeks, maybe?
Nerds. Geeks. Okay,
Geeks.
yes. Okay. I
Very
played them.
geeky.
I played them because it was a sport. They kind of essentially...
It wasn't a sport.
They drew you in... Yeah, well, what strategy?
It was a game.
No different than... Okay, it's a game. Yes, you're right. A game. It was a game disguised for nerds, okay? So, there we go. The Toy Hall of Fame.
Disguised for nerds.
Yeah, man. It was like...
You don't understand who made up
It drew
games.
the geeks... It drew the non-geeks in like, hey, man, come play this game, dude. We can do blah, blah, blah. It's like fantasy football for geeks.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. You collected cards, right? You could
Fantasy
go buy... Wait.
football is Magic the Gathering for jocks.
Okay, that's fine. I said the opposite thing. We're saying the same thing.
No, we're not saying
Ebony and Ivory, baby. We're saying the same thing, okay? We're different keys on the piano, bro. We're saying the same thing. We're hitting the same notes, baby. All right, so I guess that's all the news topics we have for this week. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get to a little segment we call Dear John.
Dear John.
All right, it's time for Dear John. Lee is going to read a listener-submitted email. John's going to attempt to give advice to them, and away we go.
This one comes in. Dear John, I have an issue, and I'm not sure how to resolve it. My husband and I have been married for over 10 years. In this time, I have never cheated on him or given him any reason to believe I have. Yet he is constantly on my Facebook account and reads all my emails and text messages. I have nothing to hide from him, but I really do feel foolish standing by him as he reads my messages. I feel like a student in a principal's office about to get in trouble for something I did wrong or said. Sometimes he waits for me to go to sleep and reads everything. He has even deleted messages before I've read them, not giving me a chance to respond. Of course, he doesn't tell me he deleted them. He gets mad at me if I tell him I don't want him looking through my messages, insisting that I must be hiding something. I have tried changing my passwords, but he demands that I give him to them afterwards. His actions are making me extremely stressed. Is this normal behavior from Missed the Message?
No, it is not normal behavior on either of you's behalf. If you change your password, don't give him the new password. Why'd you change it in the first place?
That's a good question.
You don't change the locks on your house and then see somebody who wants to rob you and be like, oh, come on, and I'll leave the door unlocked.
Well, maybe she's changing them before she goes to bed where he can't read them at night. And maybe he's demanding them the next day.
Still don't give it to him.
What was that movie that Jordan Peele just came out with? What was that movie called?
Not Get Out, but the other one.
Yeah, no. What was that one you just said?
Get Out.
Yeah, get out. You need to get out of this relationship, okay? Because this is bad. This is controlling, tyrannical behavior at its worst. Okay, look. My house. I don't read my wife's phone. I don't think she reads mine. Why? Why do people share Facebook accounts? Why do people read their phones and stuff? Like, if you don't trust them that much where you have to make it a daily effort to read it every day, every night.
You shouldn't be married to that person.
Why? Why are you married to them? Because
if someone really wanted to do it, they would just go get a second phone, right?
Or just go analog. Just pick up a phone at work or something. I mean, my God, this is a lot of work.
But I like the chat. They're coming in, what is he hiding? And to me, this is a sign of what his intention is. And here's the reason why people do this. It's because they're thinking about what they would do. And they're placing their behavior on someone else and going, well, I want to cheat. So
a liar never trusts anyone. I agree with that.
That's true. It's very odd behavior. I would say you're in a bad relationship. You're married to this guy. That was your first mistake. It maybe your last, because this probably doesn't end well one way or another. Okay. This guy, if he finds something that he, even like a hint or something he reads into, This guy could kill you straight up. I know that's funny on the surface, but it's not. It happens. Domestic violence is like a real thing.
You need to look into him. See if he's looking for like shovels and alligators and snakes.
There you go. What kind of snakes?
Bad ones.
There we go. No, this is terrible. I mean, we'll let John have his final word, but you need, honestly, I don't want to say it, but you need to leave this guy. This is bad. I mean, it really is, and it will not improve. You've already told him you don't like him doing it. I don't, Lee.
I think what you're saying is accurate up to the point of he's going to kill her. That's not. I mean, I don't think everyone that has jealousy issues.
What's he going to do then?
I'm just saying, like, maybe they could try counseling. Go to a counselor, bring this up. Maybe he has maybe he's not a cheater. Maybe he just has maybe he's just a very sensitive, jealous person that has those issues. I don't know if you've ever been jealous before.
Oh, sure. Who hasn't?
Struggled with it myself in the past. But it can be overcome. So maybe he is abusive, controlling person, or maybe he's just struggling through some issues of his own. If they've been together for 10 years, it can't all be bad, right?
Brother.
I don't know. Because, I mean, look, she's giving up these passwords, why would she give them up unless there's some edge of fear?
I mean, so if
you got to bounce.
If your wife came to you and said, "I don't trust you. I want to check your email,"
she knows all my passwords.
Okay, so there you go.
I gave them to him a long time ago. I don't care. My life is not that interesting.
Did you give them to her, or did she ask for them?
I gave them to her.
Well, then I can't. What if you changed them and she asked for them? You'd give them to her again, right?
I mean, why would I change them unless I had to for, like, security purposes?
Okay, you had to change them.
I trust her, so yeah, I had to change my password.
I'm just saying she gave him the passwords for a reason.
If my wife came to me and said, "Yo, I need all your password," I would have bigger questions like, why? Like, what? Why do you need my password?
I'm going to read your text messages.
Okay, I mean, you can do that, but, I mean, whatever. I mean, what's going on would be the deeper question. Like, what is going on? Is something happening?
What has changed?
Yes, because you didn't do this yesterday. So, like you said, are you doing something? Like,
I don't need to check your messages.
But then they've already deleted them. See, that's the problem there. They probably got you. They got you good, baby. They only check it after they delete.
Let me tell you something. You really can't delete anything on the internet. Okay,
that's
you
true.
only think you can.
That's true. All right, so John, final words to missing something or whatever it was.
You sneak out of that house, you got her quick.
Wow.
Thank you. That's Dear John.
Poor John.
Run!
Sweet sound, last song, Dear John.
You know you're in trouble when your wife is showing you a funny video and Pizza Hut texts her and says, "I miss you, baby."
Oh, my God. Who did you steal that from? Back to the Toy Hall of Fame real quick. We did have one other submission in the chat. Cherry Barbarian, who's been with us this entire time. She says her 3 picks were Magic the Gathering, He-Man, and Nerf. Now, she is an ultra, like, geek. So, geek nerd. So, I would say most geek nerds are probably going to include...
Mine and hers were very close
they
for a reason, because they're
go.
superior. Okay, what would you do? One last question.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do if you were a Donald Trump staffer and he comes in one day and he goes, "I need to get Samuel L. Jackson on the line."
Oh, the greatest moment ever.
"I need to know about them snakes on a plane."
I think Sammy J's already said he don't like Trump too much, so I would definitely, I definitely would set that call up just to hear him call, "You mother." Can you imagine being on the phone? Samuel Jackson picks up. "What the hell? Who is this?" Donald J. Trump. "You mother." Be great. What a moment. We need all this stuff animated. If you're an animator, hit us up. I would like the Donald Trump meeting with the snakes. All right. Well, we've come up to the end of this little episode here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We had a good time discussing all fun things, but unfortunately it's come to an end. I will say we were supposed to have Anderson Cowan of Groupers on, a little schedule mishap. So I'm hoping to record that next week possibly, because next week there won't be a live show. Lee is going out of town, but we will try to put some content up. We'll see what happens. Me and John we'll talk about it. We'll figure something out. But anyway, you can check out all of our episodes at blameyourbro.com. You go there. Every past episode is there. If you're interested in this movie Groupers, which I've tweeted out about and put on Instagram, you can go read the review by Adam Cox, our writer that writes for us at Blame Your Brother. He does a great review. He's got other articles up, so you can check all those out. And then tons of links on there, social media links, ways to purchase our merchandise. And there's even a place where you can email the show on the right side of the page. You can do that if you want to write into John or just write into us with any kind of comments or thoughts. And, hey, while you're there, sign up for the email subscription. Leave a voicemail. There's tons of things to do on the website, so go check it out. We've, vamped it up a little bit this week. And all of our social media links. So hit us up. What you thought about the show. We need you to share it. Tell your friends about it. Leave us a rating and review. And if you're going to buy crap on Amazon, please go to our website and use our Amazon link. It helps us out so much. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for listening. And with that being said, Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.